Well, as the Republican presidential candidates face off in Iowa, hoping to be the one to take on President Biden in November, he is facing more dismal polling numbers. Brand new ABC News poll shows his approval rating dropping to a new low at just 33%. That is dangerously close to the 20s. That's his lowest of any major poll since taking office. And several top Democrats are warning that Biden and his reelection team need to step it up. Former President Obama urged Biden to be more aggressive. And former Obama aides told Politico that the vibe was that the campaign didn't have its beep together. Former Obama advisor David Axelrod warns that these concerns are serious.
The thing I found aggravating is when you have people out there calling people who have concerns bedwetters. I think that's deeply, deeply unhelpful because sometimes there's reason to be concerned. There are people who are really, really committed to Joe Biden who, felt a sense of concern and urgency.
And clearly, President Biden is taking that warning very much to heart.
I'm autographing some of these. And once I'm done here, these signed versions will be tossed into circulation in our campaign store. It means anyone who orders one of these signs has a chance of getting theirs signed, sealed, and delivered. Get your own yard sign now.
Yeah, he's signing big heads of himself. That appears to be the campaign strategy. And if that doesn't drive voters to the polls for Biden, he's got the keyboard warriors. They know what to do.
And is he game for all the digital proposals you're putting forward?
Oh, absolutely. All the sort of dark Brandon jokes and videos you've seen, he's leaning right into them. The dark Brandon stuff works because, yes, it's funny. And yes, it's sort of memey, but also it is based in that truth.
Molly, there is a definite divide, and you see it playing out in New York Magazine and Politico, where Obama and his aides, who, by the way, Obama was down in head-to-head polling with Mitt Romney. Obama had a course correction. He knows what to do when it comes to winning presidential campaigns. They are fretting, but Biden's like signing big heads of himself and having digital strategies of dark Brandon memes.
Well, it's also interesting how much Barack Obama is concerned about this. Not just, him, but his top advisors. They're saying they don't like what's happening with Joe Biden. And that kind of makes sense because it is his legacy. This was his vice president. When you look at the Barack Obama presidency, it was historic. But other than that, there's not a lot to be said for it. So this is kind of his last chance to redeem his legacy. And he clearly thinks Joe Biden is messing it up. And why wouldn't you? The economy is horrible. We've got domestic unrest. The foreign policy situation is a nightmare. And so they're saying, come on, we really need you to step it up. But when you look at that polling, what's interesting about it is it's really not just about Joe Biden, but Democrat policies in general. Like one of those questions about whether he was mentally competent, that's a Joe Biden thing. But there's not a lot of disagreement on policy, and the approval ratings and the feelings about the economy, that's going to affect not just Joe Biden, but anyone else that they may try to run or put in his stead.
Yeah, this ABC poll, women, 31% approve. It was 57% of women who voted for Joe Biden in 2020. He's underwater by 21 points. With black people, he's under 15 points. With Hispanic people, 28% approval among independents. Whoa.
Yeah, and let's look at those numbers against the conversation we were just having about Iowa and the GOP candidacy. So 28% approval among independents. Meanwhile, Nikki Haley is gobbling up independents. 41% among college graduates. Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis are sort of fighting over the college graduate sector. So there's a lot to be said for what these numbers represent, which is a low that we can't underscore enough. 10 points off his career average, and more in certain groups. So meanwhile, the Democrat Party is bringing out the big guns. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, right? John Kerry stepping off his climate czarness to help with the campaign. They're coming out because they want to protect the party, but no one really wants to protect Biden. So it's going to be illustrative with the voters if they say enough is enough, it's the Democrat policies, or if they say, it's just Biden. Okay, fine. Let me listen to Barack Obama. I'm persuaded by the voices that were telling me what to do years ago. But the bottom line is he's absolutely failing. And if they continue to fail, they're going to have their work cut out for them. But I always have to exit on the note that the GOP has to coalesce, because at the end of the day, the Democrats are so good at their mob mentality. As they vote, we need to combat that.
And Jason, the Biden campaign would argue back. Look, we brought in $97 million in Q4. We have $117 million cash on hand. We have a TikTok strategy that reaches a universe of 67 million. Their argument would be, we've got this.
But I think that what the voters are telling people in the polls is they don't have this, because what are they going to do to solve this? More Joe Biden, more cowbell, more Joe Biden out there giving those vigorous speeches out there. And the policies, to Molly's point, are upside down. People don't like their policies. So and Kamala Harris, where is she? She's not an asset to the campaign.
True.
She's not driving the thing forward. So I still think that Democrats are in the lead because they've got an organizational superstructure that is nowhere close to what the Republicans are doing. And I think they are dominant that way. But in terms of their candidate, in the fall, they only had 5 campaign staffers.
Yeah,
5.
And they've got John Kerry, though, because Axios got a scoop that the climate envoy is moving to the campaign. So they do have that.
Well, what did you say about him? He pulled out of his
Climate czarness.
That's hilarious. You know, just a couple things here. 4% of Americans in recent polling say that they feel like government is working for them. So it's bigger than Joe Biden. Molly, you hit the nail on the head. This is policies. This is this is the border. This is all of it. You take Joe Biden out of the picture. What about that gets fixed with another Democrat quickly? And, you know, we might look for the Secretary of Defense when he vanishes for 72 hours without telling the White House where he is. I don't know anybody that might really be looking for Kamala Harris. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm sure she's a nice woman. I just don't know that they would look for her as hard. So then there's this other issue. Obama, and Democrats like to hang their hat, first black president. That's what they say, right? How much work was he having to do against Biden? Because he might come out to be one of the worst for people of color. In terms of what the polls are showing. He's shedding so much support among people of color, African Americans and Hispanics. It is mind-boggling, although he says what he means when he says if you don't vote for him, you might not be black. How much extra homework was Obama trying to do to hang on to his legacy, and how much is he doing now?
Yeah, good questions. And I will say I joked about the keyboard warriors, but Republicans should take that seriously because digital strategy makes a difference, and they've got a lock on TikTok, I will say.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.